Hey everyone, welcome into the channel. Happy Sunday. So as you can tell, a little bit of a different background. Oh, the pledge and rag, always around. I am sitting in my office. This is the office where all the work happens. Lots of hours spent in this office, but it's a nice, comfortable office, so I appreciate it. And I have my horse's picture up there. I don't know why I love horses and ranches and farms so much, but I do. All right, today we're going to talk about shipping. We're going to go down into the basement together. I have been doing a ton of work in the basement. You're going to be so proud of me. The basement is looking really good, and I will show you all of that. We'll also talk about what's been selling, and I will put screenshots on the screen so you guys can see what the items are selling for. I always talk about that, super important. Very fun to show the thrifting and the bins and look what I found. More important to talk about what price these items are bringing. That's what it's all about. All right, but that's what we're going to do today. Hit that like and subscribe button. I'm taking you down into the basement to pull shipping together. Well, hello everyone. Welcome into the channel. I feel like it's been a very long time since I have filmed a shipping video. What have I been doing? I don't know. All right, lots of stuff happening around here. I did do a big organization and cleaning for 2025. I get very excited for having my life in order, you know, when I'm running in so many directions. So the more I can organize and just pull it tight, like what I'm doing, the better I feel. So this is what's going on around here. As you can see, I have bags of listed inventory that I have to fold down. I got all of the racks except one, which I'm leaving. Look at all the racks. Look at my racks. This is what they look like. I got all the clothing taken off of them and got it folded. I've been waiting to do that project for a while now. Very excited I got that done. I did probably about 50 pieces a night. I'm going to say 30 to 50 while watching a movie, or Roger and I watching Survivor. And these are not the wealth of hangers that I had. I did donate quite a few hangers because I just felt like I'm not going to be selling clothing on that level. Now, before you get your knickers in a twist, I am going to still be selling clothing. I do love selling clothing, but not on that volume. You know, it used to be back in the day, probably a couple of years ago, 3 or 5 years ago, I would go out every week and pick up 100, 150, 200 pieces of clothing. And I was primarily doing just clothing, hence the Lavenderclothesline. But as I went to different thrift stores and just saw what was out there and started picking up hard goods and housewares and baskets and wood, I realized this is much easier for me. Now, yes, it does take a little bit more work with shipping, but like say you pick up this box, this is much easier to list and measure rather than say a woman's dress where you have to clean it, sometimes steaming, well, pretty much always steaming the items to make them look nice, measuring, answering questions. Hard goods, in my opinion, is much easier. But like I said, I probably will still be picking up clothing. I'm just not focusing on it. So I decided to break my racks down. Now, I did leave myself 2 racks for things that I'm gonna be picking up, and then the rest of it will be donated. So I think I'm even going to get rid of this round rack. If you guys remember, I had these round racks, and I picked those up because I got them, I think, in community aid one year, and they were a great price. So I picked up 3 of them. They're very sturdy, so they do not buckle under the weight of heavy items. So all of my coats and gowns and stuff would go on the more sturdy racks. As you can see, I still have my shoe racks. I organized them a little bit more. We can see all of the space down there from the shoes that have sold, and I am not pressing into shoes as much. Again, too much care. When you get to this level, you really have to guard your time. That's what it's all about. The more time that you can create for yourself, free time, the more you have to press into whatever business you're doing. All right, enough of that. So these 2 bags will be coming upstairs because they have to be folded and packed into the clear Ziploc bags I've shown so many times. You guys always ask me where I get the bags, and I get them on Amazon. I just put in clear Ziploc bags, and I sort by sizes, and I buy whoever has the 2 mil thick thickness, and that's where I get my bags. You can always look in the description of any video I make. There is a little more. So when you look at the title of the video, there is just the little word more. When you hit that more, a whole box opens up and it tells you where I get things. It gives you my favorites on Amazon. I encourage you to take a look at those things if you're a new reseller, because trust me, I have done the research to know what items work well. All right, having said all of that, I also pulled all of the shelving away from the walls, the ones on wheels, the ones without wheels. Where am I? That I did not touch. Anything with wheels, I pulled all of this out, cleaned the walls. Yep, crazy person. Cleaned the walls, cleaned the windows. Now, I didn't Windex the windows, I have to admit that, but I got any cobwebs or whatever down because I really like to keep my inventory space in really nice condition. Let's come around this way. Let's not trip. I'm going to band the sets together, and I'll probably donate them or sell them, probably sell them, but I'm not going to do it right away because I want to make sure that the new plan in place, you know, I don't say, oh, I should have kept X amount of racks. All right. So these are the bins with the bigger things. This is not hangers. I had hangers in that bin. I have to pull that label off. And this is what we're looking like. Washed the floor. I did bleach all of the walls. And what else? This is Roger's space. He does have his storage unit filling up. He's got a 10 by 15. I don't know what he pays for that. I forget. He told me. Here are some of the bins that I consolidated. So I had bins with just a little bit of items, a few items I should say, in them, and I consolidated them and I have to relabel them. Other than that, we're in great shape. Like I said, I'm very excited to get the last of this folded, and everything I folded is now in the bins. So the bins are more full. You can see the state of the bins. See this? They're filled to the top. Before I was like half bins, that one, shirts, extra large prints. I can pick some of that up if I want. Yeah, so we are in great shape. Floor was washed. What else? The whole place vacuumed. And can you tell your girl is excited? I get very excited for organization and cleaning. My whole family is that way. I remember one time, okay, down a rabbit hole we go. My brother and I walked to his car. He was leaving the family's house that we were at. And I said, hey, let me get my such and such I left in your trunk. He opened his trunk. It was like vacuumed clean. We both started laughing because he's like, no judgment. I'm like, I am not judging. I just love stuff like that. I feel like your life just runs smoother no matter what you're dealing with if you're organized and you know where things are. All right, enough chit chat. We're going to pull shipping together. You guys have been asking. You love this part of the video. We're going to see what's sold. Today is Sunday, so it's probably mid-afternoon, so not as many items as usual. I'm going to say probably about 20, and we're going to see what's sold and what kind of price it brought. I have my water, I have my phone, and I have extra camera batteries with me. All right, let's get started. Let's see what's sold in my eBay store, Lavender Clothesline. The first item up that we're going to grab is the vintage Gorham weighted sterling candlesticks. $32 these brought, and I see them up here. This is on my metal shelf. Always makes it easier to find things. Gorham is marked on the bottom, and I always explain that inside this base is either cement or some kind of weighted material. I think it's always cement, and on the bottom it'll say that they're weighted. So solid silver candlestick, but they are weighted. So you cannot put this on a postal scale and say, oh, this weighs, you know, say 11 ounces, it's solid silver. That can't happen with these, because when you open up this bottom, if you were to do that, it's hollow, and then they put a weighted material in it. Hope that explains it correctly. I remember buying these at Goodwill. I paid a couple of dollars each. You know me, I never pay a lot for anything. I'm very conscious of how much I'm laying out because I want every single item to make a profit. That is my goal. All right, $32 plus the buyer pays shipping. Next up is the Pacific Merchants wood bowl. I sell quite a few of these wood bowls. I liked the wood grain on this, just so nice. Pacific Merchants, acacia ware. Now, I think acacia ware is the type of wood, I'm guessing. And there is the bowl there. Beautiful rounded shape, really nice. It could use maybe a little bit of oiling, but I'm going to leave that up to the buyer. I do wipe wood items with just a very damp rag. So I take a rag, warm water, squeeze it almost dry, and then wipe any dust. I don't get into oiling bowls unless they're super high end, and then I go through a whole process with them. The bowl sold for $24. If you've been with me for a while, you know the routine. I like to pull all the hard goods together and then all the clothing instead of walking back and forth, which I do a lot of walking down here, and I kind of like it. You guys always say, why don't you have a cart, Karen? I have a cart. I've had this for many years. It's more work. Whoops. This box is falling. Thank goodness it's not breakable. I've had this for many years, and I have tried it. Yeah, I don't like using that. So I've been using that upstairs. But now that I turned my eBay photography room back into a bedroom, I am photographing in the dining room. So I had my first session today. I got 22 things photographed, worked out fine. Most of that is put away. I still have, well, I shouldn't say most of it. I still have like 8 or 10 things to do. But there is the cart. That's what I've always used. And you guys wanted me to use it down here? Yeah, I'm not using it down here. All right, hard goods. Let's stay focused. The next item is a vintage brass lily pad tulip accent lamp. I see it right there. $30.80. Let's grab this carefully. Make sure I'm not caught on anything. Now this is missing a simple screw right here. I'm sure I disclosed that. Really nice brass base. You can see that, and it has the Underwriters Lab sticker on there. And when you look at the plug, you can tell that this is not bought in the store yesterday. This is an older plug, not especially old. It could be from the 90s or 2000s, but I'm pretty convinced that this is has some age to it. All right, $30.80. Did I say that? Yes. Let's go on to the next item. The next hard good that we're going to pull is a pair of cast iron hands. It's really one item. I call it a pair of hands. At $24, they are painted black. So they are metal. They should be in the metal section. All right, we are looking for hands. I see them back there. Let's pull out the little step stool. Oh, let's sit on the step stool. It has been a busy day. Let me just move this tea tin. This is one of the items that I just listed, the tea tin. Now that tea tin won't bring a lot, but I really like the aesthetic of that. There's that word, aesthetic. All right. Here are the hands. I always tell the story of the belt that I sold with the hands. One of my favorite stories. So I was in the outlet in the bins, Goodwill bins. This was quite a few years ago. And I just went in to browse around and say hi to a few friends. And one of my friends who always played jokes on me would throw things in my cart. So he had thrown things in my cart that day and I didn't notice. And then all of a sudden I realized I had stuff in my cart that I had not chosen. And I looked up and I saw him cracking up from across the outlet, the Goodwill outlet. It was a big outlet in Lancaster. And I was starting to put the stuff back, you know, that I hadn't chosen. And I realized this belt with hands, the hands were the buckle from the 70s, was really good. And I thought, wow, this is going to cost me like $2. Well, long story short, I bought the belt. One of you guys on Instagram, I believe it was, told me, hey, that belt is really good. And I sold it. I forget how much I sold it for, hundreds of dollars. I did go back and give my friend a finder's fee because if he had not played that joke on me, I would not have had that belt. So I walked into Goodwill one day and I saw him there and I held out a $100 bill to him. And I said, this is a finder's fee. I said, remember that belt? Yeah, that belt made a lot of money. He just looked at me in shock. I don't know if he was shocked that he had given away, you know, a belt that sold for a really high price or that I was giving him the $100. Either way, the belt sold and the buckles were two hands clasping. So anytime I see hands now, even though this is a dish, that's what it makes me think of. Next up, Bailey Life. It's a felt hat. All right, I said I wasn't going to do clothing, and hats are really clothing. Let's go on to a pillow. Needlepoint pillow, $18.20. I just pulled this pillow out of a bin, so it is sitting here because when I was organizing the bins, I realized this had sold. I saw it in my solds, and I got this at the outlet. Speaking of the Goodwill outlet, do you guys remember the last time? I think it was the last time Roger and I went to the outlet. I found this pillow and loved it. It's all cleaned, beautiful. It's such a pretty design. And $18.20 this sold for. For those of you leaving a few comments, not many of you, most of you watch the whole video and get it. Roger has been working at his cabinetry job, so when he's not in a video, he's working. You always say, hey, where's Roger? And I've explained it in the video like, hey, he's working, but I guess some of you don't watch the whole video. I hope you're giving me a thumbs up though and you're subscribed, because that's a huge help to my channel. All right, all of that. Boy, am I chatty today. Ikebana. You say potato, I say potato. It is a planter vase. The proper way to say it is ikebana. I think I always say ikebana. You guys have to understand, I am a New Yorker through and through. I was born and raised on Long Island, so we don't talk like other parts of the country. Everybody's got their own dialect and their own, way of saying things. And I've always called this ikebana, even though I believe it does have an I. Or maybe it's the other way. Maybe it's spelt with an I and it's supposed to be pronounced ikebana. That's probably what it is. And I say ikebana. Whatever. All right, let's go on to some clothing. Let's go back and get that hat. The hat is a Bailey Life felt men's large hat. It is brown and it's sold for $22.40. I have men's hats in, I think I'm up to 3 bins because men's hats do okay. I have this here, which it should be further labeled. This should say like caps, or I do have men's bowl caps here. And here is a bin here that kind of looks like that type of hat. I'm going to pull this down and see if it's in here. All right. Oh, a whole bin of brown hats. I think this one has a braided trim to it. Okay, that's not it. That's Henschel. This one's it. Wool hat, Bailey by Light Felt, the original switchback. So these style of hats, I call them cowboy or rancher hats, do quite well for me. Now I make sure the ones I pick up are as clean as possible. And there's not much that I do to them. I brush the felt. I will not buy a hat if the inner band, if this band has like, sweat marks or something like that. It has to look really clean. I know the basement lighting is still quite dark, but okay, I see a fuzz or a hair on it. Beautiful condition, braided trim, and this one $22.40. I said that already. We're going to get into clothing. The next item is a men's sweater, $21.70, made in Italy, Setball, Setball. Interesting. Nordic wool blend pullover, striped wool. Did I put wool twice? I did. Striped sweater. We're going to look for that. So my sweaters are divided into colors, I don't know what that's about, and darks. Again, I should have colors patterns and colors solids, but I didn't do that. I'm slipping. All right, I'm going to open up these two and find the Italian sweater. We pulled the first one down. I'm going to pop the lid on this. Oh, this might be it here. No, this is Portofino. Oh, 2 Italian sweaters in stripes. There's Italians. They like their striped sweaters. Here it is here. Setball. That's an interesting name. Setball must be the brand. And it could be that this is marketed, in the United States or another country, and it was just made in Italy. All right, next up, we got the pillow. Untuck It, a men's pink button-up dress shirt, $14. That's going to be over here too. And that is most likely going to be in, nope, that's, where are we? Yep, men's dress shirts, button downs. Let's grab this bin. Now, if it's not in this bin, I think I remember putting this in the IKEA bag. Oh, maybe this is it. Nope. The IKEA bags that are on the table, because I think I remember thinking to myself I had to get it folded. Yeah, this one's Toscana. All right, so it should be in one of the IKEA bags, which works out good because I had to fold that anyway. Let's come over to these bags. Here are shirts here. Oh, it's right here. Well, that was easy to find. Untuck It. I think this is linen, large. Seems like a linen shirt. And it's got a faint pattern on it. Untuckit is a nice brand, but their dress shirts do not sell especially well for me. I think too many people caught on to this label. And while some of the items still bring very good money, this is one of those brands that is very expensive in the retail store. And then for resale, a pre-owned, it's not as good as you think it's going to be. But there it is there. All right, I'm losing my phone all over the place today. And it sold for $14. Next up, Patagonia Cinchilla. This is a men's extra large. What did this bring? $31.60. I saw it when I was pulling the pink shirt out of the bag. So that was an easy find. All right, next up we have a woman's Hastings & Smith Angora lambswool sweater. And let's go into it and see what size it is, because as you guys know, I separate by size and type of item and color for most of the bins. That's just how I do it. No inventory numbers. That has served me pretty well, but I'm not gonna lie, there have been times in the past few years where I'm like, where is that thing? And you kind of have to pull stuff apart. But you know what? In my defense, if you put an inventory number on an item and you put it in the wrong bin, you have to look through all the bins. You have no rhyme or reason. Where my system, if it's a dress that's a medium and it's red or pink, you're going to say to yourself, okay, maybe it wound up in dresses medium in a different color, or, you know, you'll have a way of kind of ascertaining what happened to it. At least that's my theory. Like a dress is not going to wind up in men's shirts with this system. But if you just have numbers and all your bins are mixed, yeah, good luck finding something if it goes astray. All right, so this, let me go into the specifics. eBay does not make this size large. So my sweaters are over here. And as you can see, like I said, they are divided by size and then color. Sometimes it goes even further and gets divided into prints and solids. But this one is a large and it is gray. So most likely it's going to be here, blacks, darks, and neutrals. I'm going to pull this bin. Here's the bin right here. Hastings & Smith large sweater. And you can see it has a pearl design and it's a lambswool sweater. That must be nice and toasty. I know much of the country is preparing itself for a big snowstorm, and I was talking to my middle daughter, Lisa, who is going to be editing this video. Lisa is my video editor if you're new around here. And she was saying they are just going to get slammed with snow 2 days in a row. So she was just piling food into the house and all of the emergency things, and they're just going to bury in. And I think it's their first snowfall of significance in West Virginia. That's where they're located now. All right, I am just so chatty. I didn't even have coffee. What in the world? All right, Hastings & Smith. We got that one. Let's go on to the next one. And the next one is a dress, One World. It's a size large. I feel like I just picked this up. One World is a brand that I do very well with in the larger sizes. I'm going to say large and up, but even more so extra large and up. I pick up the blouses if they're heavily embellished. I shouldn't call it a blouse. They're tops for One World. And they are like a stretch knit jersey. They have sublimation on them. And I like this brand for selling. Now this dress brought, let me go back a page. This dress brought $22.40 and it has rhinestones and it is a print. So we're going to be looking in here for the dress. Dresses, large colors and prints. I'm going to pull that bin. All right, and I always also talk about, with this system, you can see what you're low on. So if you open a bin and it's halfway filled, that would tell you that dresses in large colors and prints, you can go ahead and buy more because you don't have that many. Whereas if you're sorting by numbers and everything is mixed, yeah, I'm just a commercial for doing it this way. Everybody does what works best for them. Here is the dress here. One World large dress. Kind of pretty with this lace applique on it with sparkles. Let's bring that in the light. They do a nice job. All right. Let's go back a screen or two and see what is next. Next up is a sports bra, and this is Nike, $22.40. I'm just going to leave stuff open for now. You know the routine. And most likely a sports bra will either be in bras, bustiers, and underwear, or activewear tops and jackets. Let me take a look at this and see what I would consider this. I almost feel like I would consider this more of a top than a bra. But all right, I'm gonna take a chance and pull this one. Now watch, it's in the other one. Isn't that always the way? Oh, this one's heavy. All right, let's see where we're at. Here it is here, new with tags. Women's bra, medium. Yep, that's it. And what did I say it sold for? $22.40. That seems to be a popular price today. All right, next up. Oh, we have Champion leggings. I wonder if the same person bought the leggings. Probably not, because the top was a medium and the leggings are an extra small. They are Champion extra small compression leggings. Okay, let's go into it so I can really identify. That's what's great about having pictures. You know, you see the picture and it's like, oh, those have those kind of stripes on it. It helps you find the item. All right, so we're going to use this as a little platform. Here are the leggings here. So I'm just going to slide this way and have the bottom bin catch the top one, because this is heavy. All right, this is a lot of digging. So I'm going to put the camera down and dig, and then I'll come back when I've found them. It's good I didn't make you sit through that. It was at the bottom. I had to look at every single one. All right, these sold for, they're new with tags, $13.55. I think we're coming to the end here. Oh, Carhartt men's carpenter pants, $32. Are they in there? Can I remember? I don't think they are, which means they're gonna be. All right, these are green cargo utility, 36 by 30. These are my men's pants, not jeans. This is all the men's jeans. I do well with jeans, so I keep jeans. The women's jeans are pretty much done away with. Men's neutral pants, camo green, beige and neutral, and then I have dark ones. It's going to be in this bin. Here are the neutral colored pants. We're looking for Carhartt, 36 by 30. Here they are, 36 by 30. I was going to say unless I put the measurements in the title instead of the listed label size, but I don't think I would do that. So you have to know yourself. If you're going to set up inventory of this size, you have to know the way your brain works, as scary as that is. My brain is like very systematic, a certain way. If I try to go against the grain, it's like a fish swimming against the current. It's not happening. And we're going to grab these, 36 by 30 carpenter pants. Carhartt is a good strong seller for me. The work jackets, the typical Carhartt duct canvas jackets always do well for me, always. So $32 those sold for. Okay, we got the lamp. Oh, next is a vintage Roberta Frost wool sweater. Now, see, to me, let's see. I'm hoping this is a woman's sweater, because I can't picture a man's sweater would be made by a company called Roberta, but you never know. All right, it is a medium. Let's pop this on so we can use this as the next platform. And medium. Okay, so our choices are, sorry it's dark in here, blacks and darks, reds and pinks, cream and beige, blue, gray, green. There's no brown, and this looks brown to me. So I'm going to look in one of these. I think I'm going to go with cream and beige. Probably wrong. I'll probably wind up with that one. Let's see if we can just put this on here. Oh, told you my brain works in the same way every time. Here it is here. You can just watch the workings of my brain. Scary. This looks like a wonderful sweater. I don't remember where I got this. And of course, for all of this, I'll put screenshots on the screen, which you already know that because you've been watching it. And this sold for, like I said, $44. All right, was that the last item? I'm going to do a lot of shipping tonight. I'm hoping to fold. It is the last item. All right, so that's what we have to ship out. Now, let me just say once again, I love selling hard goods, a lot simpler, but when it comes to the shipping, sometimes at the end of a long weekend, I'm like, oh, thank goodness it's clothing. So there's plus and minuses to whatever you sell. Nothing super easy unless you find like a feather and it brings like $1 million. That would be easy. All right, hopefully next time we see each other down here in the basement, I will have gotten rid of the racks in some capacity, whether that means putting them in storage or whatever. That rack will always be there because there's heavy coats. There are a few more items I can pull from it. What else? This is personal, which I'm always trying to, you know what? That chair is not personal, and my Tumi luggage is not personal. Everything else is our personal stuff. Yeah. We are in good shape for 2025. I hope you guys had a great New Year's Eve. I went to bed like 9 o'clock and passed out. Such a party girl. Love you guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, go out and get what's yours.